So look, check it out. Once again, we're back inside the lunchbox. Your boy Chef MaQ. I'm here with the infamous two, the man, the logic, the history guru, Levi, and also Big Sexy, the man of all mans, the man that loves the women.
The man that
I don't know.
loves.
They just love me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't love them.
They love you. so what, hey, we're gonna continue this whole aphrodisiac type thing today. So we're gonna be talking about some scallops. But before that, hey Levi, how was your day, man?
Oh, it was all right. Just started the morning off a little rough, having to wrestle a bunch of goats and hold them still so they could get their hooves trimmed. And believe it or not, that was just harder than I thought it was going to be. It went smoother than I thought it was going to be, but it was just a lot of work. And I got headbutted 3 times.
Was those I want the ghosts that you yell and they fall over?
No, these ones, if you yell at them, they'll just yell right back at you. They're very friendly. A couple of them were show goats and stuff. It's just that the goats had beef with each other. Well, I'm holding one goat, trying to hold it still so its hooves can get trimmed. Another goat would try to headbutt it, and more often than not, it would hit me instead of the other goat.
Really? So how does goat have beef?
I don't know how they have beef. they
right.
have beef.
So what's going on, Big Sexy, man? How was your week, man?
Man, I ain't got beef with no goats. So I feel like I'm doing good. You know
But the
what I'm
goats
saying?
might have beef with you.
You know what?
You know?
I've got a lot of. I've never had a goat have beef with me, but it'd be the first time for everything.
A goat beef. Goat beef.
I've had some ugly chicks have beef with me, but never a goat.
Hey, do you know what that I've had those too. So other than that, man, everybody's week was great. We nothing bad happened to anybody, thank God.
No, I went to the zoo on Saturday, and somebody didn't want to go with me, even though I had free tickets.
Well,
so
trust me, I would love to go to the zoo. I really like the
he had a
zoo.
girlfriend or something. I don't know. Lame.
Ooh, I was there for that one.
We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later. But
Anyway, I witnessed that.
But anyway, well, oh my God. So I don't know what these guys are talking about. These guys are I don't know what they're talking about. But anyway, so last couple weeks we had the Montgomery County rodeo barbecue fair cook-off here in Montgomery County, Texas. Hey, Big Sexy, what do you know about the Montgomery County, the fair rodeo?
Whenever I go to a fair rodeo, the most I know about it is there's a bunch of tight pants and drunk women running around. You know what I'm saying? And there's some good barbecue. Really good barbecue.
Yeah. So we need to get you out there, man, on that barbecue cook-off, man, or something. Get your brand out there.
I'm just not a barbecue guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I do barbecue, at home, but I've never done it like my dad grew up with my parents competing.
Well, we don't need you to barbecue. We just need the brand out there.
Oh, okay.
We need a Big Sexy out there with a midget.
Yeah.
With a midget, I got my buddy's a midget. We can bring him. I should get him to come on this with us.
Hey, come on, but I don't think I have a microphone that could reach down that far, man.
I'll hold it down there for him. He can stand up. We don't even have to give him a chair.
We had to give him a high chair. Sorry.
He can sit back here behind us.
So, but yeah, so I was out there. I actually participated in the Montgomery County cook-off, the barbecue cook-off, and it was really, really, really fun. Very interesting.
Your first fair?
It was the first. It was the first time I ever competed in cooking.
How'd you do?
Well, here's the thing.
What did we win?
I didn't win anything, but a whole bunch of smoke and what do you call it when you get smoke in your lungs and stuff like that?
Inhalation.
I got a whole bunch of that, and I got sick
from the Bud Light.
I guess it's from the Bud Light or something to smoke, and then on Monday I woke up and felt like I was about to have a heart attack. So that's the reason why.
From all the drunk rolls at the rodeo.
But I mean, what I did, I made the chicken and I helped with the ribs, and we had another guy who did the brisket. His brisket turned out really
good.
It was good. We were questioning the whole thing because it was a last minute for the VFW. What happened was a team couldn't make it, so they donated their spot to the VFW. Only thing I can say, I know there's a lot of vets in Conroe, in Montgomery County. Next year, if we have a 30x30, I need more of my vets to come out. We didn't get too many veterans come out and actually come through our tent. this year. And I know there's a lot of veterans out there, but they also didn't know we were going to be out there neither because our name was up under somebody else's. So
I thought we had a booth.
The
though,
fire
at the
department or whatever?
fair.
Yeah.
Weren't they asking for volunteers? I know we didn't have like a slot to cook.
Yeah, no, we had a slot to
thought we
cook,
had a
but we didn't have a booth to put our merchandise.
Oh, okay.
So what happened was since the team that wasn't there, I forgot what their name was. Our name, it didn't actually show up VFW Post 4709. It showed up under their name. So that's why nobody could really find us.
Okay.
So but yeah, it was great. It was cool. We also had Big Sexy's crawfish out there on this Sunday. Was a very, very big, great success.
Little Easter Sunday,
Yeah,
crawfish.
Easter Sunday.
It was all right.
We had a peep challenge. I don't know if you guys don't know what the peeps are. Those little nasty marshmallow.
I got about 100 of them in my truck. I can run down there and grab some.
Those things are.
Y'all want to try some?
That has to be like a CIA funded like psyop or something. There's no way that enough people like those things that they're actually profitable year after year. It's just impossible.
Well, hell, I bought like 1,000 of them, so like,
Big Sexy over here is like single-handedly funding the industry.
I ate about 50, so
Yeah.
you know, like
So the challenge was who could fit the most peeps in your in your mouth, and they had to say, "I want Big Sexy."
But you got to win. Well, I gave $20 away because I was going to give a date away with me, but the girls that were competing in the Peep Challenge, I was they were a little too good for me. If you understand, I didn't want to have to take them out on a date. I don't think they.
I know there was
I'm
one
being
lady.
nice
There
right
was-
now, saying they're too good
Yeah.
for me. You understand what I'm saying? I was scared to take them on a date.
Yeah, there was one lady, man. I think she was really like digging both of us, man. I was getting kind of scared.
I know, and the sister, I was getting out of hand.
Yeah, I told her I'd give her a shout out. I forgot her name, but whoever you are, hey, I give you a shout out.
Whoever you are,
you
we
were
gotta
awesome.
Start writing names down, bro.
We gotta start. Yeah, so she ended up putting like 6 in her mouth. She balled it up and just threw it in her mouth. And I'll put the video on our Big Sexy social media page coming soon. But she actually did it. She put like 7 of them in her mouth, and I guess they swell up when you get them wet. And she said, "I love Big Sexy," or something like that.
Yeah, something is close.
Yeah, and
I
then
gave her a 20.
yeah,
Pretty much to go away.
Big Sexy style. She
was cool. I'm
well,
joking. They were great people.
I guess it would say that she got the.
I beat them all though. Tell them who won.
Well, I don't want to. That sounds so gay.
Save it for the-
that sounds gay if I say Big Sexy got the best mouth in Conroe.
Everybody knows that. No, that's the biggest mouth in Conroe.
The
You know
biggest
what
mouth in Conroe.
You know what the initials of Big Sexy is?
BS.
Oh, full of it.
So Big Sexy did win his own challenge.
Yeah.
He stuffed like
So
9 of them in his mouth.
I'm going to go on a date with myself.
And
like I
then
used
and
to.
then he said, "I love Chef MaQ" when he put it in his mouth.
Yep. So I'm going to go on a date with myself like I usually do, and it's going to work out. Half the price at the restaurant.
Yeah. Hey man, look, nothing wrong with going on a date by yourself. Sometimes you got to do that, man. So
You got some people on the thing watching. Got my boy Luis.
Luis, what Luis saying?
I don't know. He said he want me to give him a shout out.
Luis,
Well, we ain't that popular yet.
Luis, where you at, man? Luis, tell us where you at. What part of Texas are you at, man?
He's Mexican. He lives down in Mexico.
Oh, he's
I'm
in
joking.
he's in Guadalupe.
That's my boy from.
Hey, Luis, hey, we got a shout out to you, man. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, appreciate you, man.
Got old Jen on there. our
Jen,
number
was
one
that
stalker?
What? Yeah,
I think she's stalking us, bro.
yeah, hey, I think so too. Hey, Jen, aren't you supposed to be at work?
She is at work.
Why? I need to talk to whatever his name is.
All the people at kickstands are watching us right now, trying to learn how to cook scallops.
It's kind of
They can't even spell it, but they're going to cook it.
right. So Levi, man. So back up a little bit. Have you ever had goat stew?
I don't know that I've ever had goat stew. I've had goat.
Goat.
For like when I was at this big Irish Easter party in Chicago, I was invited off the base with my friend to go to like his family's Easter.
Yeah.
And they had like a big Irish family, and so there was a goat there that we were eating.
Did they?
But that's about the only goat I remember ever having. Besides, I think once I was in the Middle East, I had a goat once when I was in the Middle East.
You remember how they cooked it? The only way I've ever seen it cooked is like how they do the pig.
Yeah, no,
They
it was like
bury
that.
it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like how they did a pig and they had it out there.
On a rotisserie type thing.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
So the way I seen it done, I seen them and cut them in cubes or whatever, the meat, whatever, and they stew it because the meat is so tough and it has to cook for a very long time to be tender.
That's why they cook it like the pig and when they bury
So
it.
I've never seen it done like that. I know you could cook it that way. I've never seen it. Every time I've seen it, it was there's one guy his name was Fairmaid. He was from Africa when I was contracting overseas, and he used to bring goat and rice every day for lunch. And I was like, "Hey, Fairmaid, what you got?" I got some goat. And he let me taste it, and I swear I chewed on that thing for about 45 minutes before I was even able to, like, swallow it and digest it.
Like I said, my family raised goats. We used to eat it all the time, and I'd have to ask my mom. I've never really cooked goat, but I know it's stringy, but it was never tough.
Yeah, it's very stringy.
It's like a pot. She would cook it more like a pot roast, I guess.
Yeah.
And it was stringy, but it was good.
Yeah, no, it was good. Yeah, I'd definitely eat it again. In fact, there's a couple goats I got in mind right now.
Hey man, look, we could do a special ops. We could go up there at nighttime.
I got the code. We can get in the gate. No, I'm
You know what I'm
joking.
saying?
I'll get fired.
Make us some goat stew, some goat filet mignon, and everything.
But I'm curious. Like, I think I want to go get that mean goat, the bad one, and like make it my bodyguard. I'm going to put it on a leash and take it everywhere with me.
Yeah.
Hey, so
Because everybody brings pit bulls around, but it's actually going to have a mean goat.
a goat and a midget.
And have my midget walk my goat around. That wouldn't be cool.
I think that would be really cool, man. You have the midget riding the goat.
My midget's fat.
Shit.
He's like me, but compressed.
That is hilarious. That is hilarious.
What up, Tim? I see you commenting. What's good, bro?
What's going on?
That's my boy Tim.
Tim, what's going on, Tim? Hey man, you send $500. I'll give you a shout out.
$500.
Hey, you know my Venmo. Send it.
What's going on, Tim? Man, I that name sounds familiar. Does he come to Marshall's?
Yeah, Tim. He's
Tim.
my boy Tim, taller guy. I don't know. He's decent looking. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, hey, sound like somebody has a crush.
Big ears.
Man crush.
Yeah, he's cool.
So with this goat and having goat stew, I've had curry goat. I had fried goat. I had
curry goat sounds good.
Yeah, curry goat was actually pretty good. Pretty good. It was really, really spicy, but I can't do goat. I can't. It's just too tough for me. I mean, even when when they stew it like it's stringy, it just I don't it's not a bad meat.
We gotta dig a hole and go cook us a goat. I know.
I mean, I personally prefer lamb over goat.
I prefer
option,
lamb.
But
well, the thing I know is a lot of it. Maybe Luis can tell us, but Spanish people have cooking goats down pat.
Yeah,
Cabrito
they make
or
a taco
whatever
out of that.
Yeah, they make tacos out of it. Cabrito.
Luis,
I don't know how they cook it. Luis is a white.
How you cook your goat, man?
He eats McDonald's and Chick-fil-A. He's not even real Mexican.
Taco Bell, bing. Toquero Taco Bell.
Nah, he's my boy. He might. I don't know. I know a lot of Spanish people cook goat. When my dad and we raised them, everybody that came by the house to buy them were Spanish people.
So I got a question for you, Levi. In that movie, Thor's last movie, the goat that just are those real?
I'm pretty sure those were CGI, but that was the real sound. I mean, it's very similar. They scream.
Oh,
yeah,
screaming.
they call it. Bleeding's more like stupid, like bleh, bleh, all day long.
Oh, dude, that is so
all day long.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first started watching that movie and they were doing, I was like, I hope they're not doing this the whole movie. It's gonna drive me crazy. But it turned out to be really hilarious.
Yeah,
the whole movie. I really thought it was gonna bother me, but I didn't know those things were real like that. Just going around,
they do that
all day.
They do that all day. I mean, it's what they were doing all this morning. Especially because like the kids or the baby goats, but a baby goat's called a kid. The kids kept trying to like get with the goats and stuff while we're trying to clip their hooves. So we had to take the kids and put them like in a cage, or not a cage, but like in their little stable.
Yeah.
And keep them there while we were trimming the moms, because we had 3 females and all 3 had a kid this year. So we're trimming their moms' hooves. And they're just in there like, blah, 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 all morning. And then the other adults were like trying to get involved and headbutting them. One of them goats had beef. I don't know what it was. But when we had that goat tied up with the halter and I'm holding it, like 2 or 3 other goats trying to like headbutt it the whole time.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Sounds like a strip club I used to
So
manage.
what we got? No midget. Hey, Jen, we're gonna get you a midget. We're gonna call it Mini Jen.
Mini Jen. I
Mini
got
Jen.
her hooked up. I'll call Shorty. We can call Shorty right now. He'll probably answer. He's ready to rock. He's mini sexy. He's coming to the crawfish cook-off here in 30 days. He's gonna be there with me.
Hey, are you gonna go to Christian's?
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
We already got our booth. Texas Legend
Okay.
season. They're
Okay,
ready.
okay. Yeah, I need to get with him because
I'm cooking the gumbo for the turn-in. They
Okay.
fired me from crawfish,
how
even
did-
though I'm big sexy.
what? Well, how
I
did-
got 19th place last year. We don't know why.
Wait, hold on. 19th place out of how many teams?
12. I don't know how many teams it was, but how the hell does Big Sexy come in last place? You know what I'm saying?
Well, look, bro, it's all about doing the same thing all the time. We're not going to win every event.
It was my first cook-off. I didn't
First
even,
cook off, there you go.
And, you know,
and you probably not, and knowing me, you probably was nervous, anxiety through the
Nervous.
freaking roof.
I was dying of heat exhaustion for one
Yeah.
thing. Like,
And I'm pretty sure you was tired because last year they had that storm come through there, so you had to
Yeah.
reset up everything.
oh yeah, we had hay down. We were
Yeah.
working in mud and a flood. It was a very stressful thing. But this
Yeah.
year it's gonna be way better. It's gonna be at the fairgrounds. But I didn't get fired. But it's a team of people, and I stepped away from crawfish because that's the most stress I've ever felt in my entire life. Because I felt like I let everybody down.
No, so look,
You know
man.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was, I don't want no part of it no more.
No,
you know?
no. Don't let that stir you away, man. Big Sexy need to get your butt back on there on that crawfish, man.
Well, I noticed that I wanted to drive my truck through the crowd. And I see why people do that now. Because my feelings were hurt. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't want this stress in my life anymore.
No, look, man. Just because you didn't place the first. Look, so that chicken that I cooked, everybody enjoyed the chicken. Everybody that came through the tent said the chicken was good. I even had 3 people that were judges came and was like, I remember judging your chicken.
Yeah.
And I gave your chicken a 10 out
Tell
of
that
10.
to everybody.
Right?
But anyways,
And it was like, okay, cool. And the lady came up to me and she like gave me a hug. She's like, yo, your chicken was really, really good. And I was like, it's chicken or whatever.
yeah.
And then everybody that came through, they was like, hey, go try their chicken. And people, I heard your chicken was really good, and I gave them some.
Yep.
And it was 150 teams, and
Golly, that's a lot of teams.
I think I placed like 160.
So what I'm trying to figure out is I want to be a judge in these guys. I can't eat 120 different chickens and
No.
figure out which one's the best.
No,
By the
no,
time
the-
number 5 comes around.
No, what they do, they break it off, and so you may be at a table of
they
6.
score it.
Yeah.
they-
So
different-
you may have 3 chickens at your table, and you're gonna grade those chickens, and then the highest one goes to the next table, and then they have a final table, and then the
okay.
final table is like 20 people or
But
something
it's
like
all.
that.
But the thing you deal with food and judging,
Yeah.
it's all on people's preference, right?
Yeah,
you have your own
you
preference.
never know where your food's gonna land.
Sometimes there's rules.
Unless you have
there's
professionals.
rules.
Yeah, I was a judge once at like a cook-off at the VFW, and there's rules.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
So
know
like
there's
there
rules.
could be like a bacon bean that I really really liked, and I really thought it was well made. But I start noticing that it's got bigger bacon chunks in it than it has beans.
Okay.
Well, that's against the rule.
Oh,
the
okay.
bacon
Yeah,
has
yeah.
to be smaller than the beans. But yeah, it kind of is
my thing
preference.
is-
But like you have a sheet that has like
Yeah,
15
the
questions. You
scorecard.
got to go like. Where would you rate it on spiciness? What would you rate it on this? What's the
Yeah.
1
texture?
through
What's
9,
this?
1 through 9, or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
So, I mean, a lot of the ones I filled out, I'm like, okay, that's a 6, that's a 7, that's a 6, that's a 7. Now, if it really blew me away, I'd put like it's an 8 or a
Well,
9.
My thing is about those kind of.
And then they average it with like all 6 people at the table. So your one scorecard's not going to fail someone's.
Well, my thing is, it's not. It's still a human factor, right? It's still a personal preference comes involved. In
yeah. It all depends
So-
on where your food lands at.
Even though you have a scorecard that says spiciness on it, my spiciness level is different than your spiciness. So judges, that's a tough job too. And so the competition thing, I looked at it and I was like, this is great. I would love to win the competition. But you know what? I'm just going to go have fun. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take the stress out of this here. I told my partner, Larry, that has the seasoning company, y'all had a crawfish. I can't handle that pressure.
Right.
So we're going to use sexy sauce this year for the first time.
Okay.
So we did. And what's crazy is I cooked crawfish last year and I didn't put sexy sauce on it. What an idiot.
So what day is that?
I think April 26th.
April 26th is going to be at the fairgrounds.
Yeah, I'm
It's going to be the
fair.
Crawfish Critic. Shout out to the Crawfish Critic. I forgot the name of his.
Christian Waldo. It's the SCCCA, the Southern Cajun Cooking Association.
And that's the name of the actual.
Well, it's like a barbecue now. We're all in it. So we win points, and they have the world championship from last year is actually this weekend in Broussard, Louisiana.
Okay, so what's the name of his event that's taking place?
The Crawfish Critic, Montgomery County Crawfish Critic.
Okay, so definitely check it out.
I think I've been to that.
I
went to that
think
last
this
year.
is the 8th year. We've been doing it every year. Well, me personally, no. But my buddy Larry that owns Texas Legend, they've been in it every year. I've done it 3 years with them now.
Okay.
So it's kind of a combined thing. Now, we're going to use sexy sauce with the Texas Legend crawfish, but I'm going to sit in the back and drink and cook gumbo.
There you go. So if you heard it here on the 26th.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd have to look it up. It's
of May?
April.
Of April, 26th. Oh, that's coming.
No,
coming.
May. You're right.
So 20. So we're about to find out. We're going to confirm. But if you're in Conroe,
Tim is saying on the chat that it's May 16th and 17th.
Okay, because Tim works.
Yeah, he'll be working his operation.
So Tim, I need for you to do me a favor, Tim. I need for you to make sure you post that, share it, and like it, Crawfish Critic, and also post and share and like this feed as well. So the 16th.
May 16th
and the 17th,
maybe
the
we
fairgrounds.
Set up a little podcast over there. Somebody.
I don't know, man. The weather might not be too pleasant out there.
Last year, it
got
almost got rained out.
Yeah. Well, I know my partner's been crying about a $3,000 tent he rented, so I'm sure we'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? So we'll be undercover.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, we could do a lot of videos.
Yeah,
I definitely. Videos. I should have a new camera set up by then.
I may have the midget out there and promoting big sexy stuff.
Hey man, you definitely need to bring out the midget.
Well, I have really short chicks out there. If that's close.
All right,
appreciate it, Tim.
Not to push the episode, but we are 22 minutes in, and we haven't even talked about the topic.
Yeah, we're getting close. We're getting close. Hey, appreciate it, Tim. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Tim. Not to be that guy. Like we got.
Oh yeah. Because I want to know about scallops too. I'm curious.
All right. So everybody want to know about scallops. So Big Sexy, if I give you scallops, how you gonna cook them?
I've cooked them before. I've cooked them 2 ways. I've cooked them in like a lemon butter thing in a pan seared them.
Yeah.
And then I've also thrown them in with my crawfish. I've boiled them with crawfish.
So now that you know, so for people that don't know out there, there's 2 types of scallops. You have your wet and your dry scallops. The more shiny ones and the more plump, those are your wet scallops.
Yeah.
And the dry scallops are a little bit more dry and they're smaller. But believe it or not, the dry scallops are the best tasting ones.
See, I remember we talked about this because we were talking about throwing them in a crawfish bowl.
Yeah. So like for you, since you want to use them with your crawfish, you would get the wet scallops.
Yeah, that's what I use last
because they're easier and they absorb the flavor. And
yes.
You don't want to use the dry scallops. So dry scallops are made for like your searing and what they use at the fine dining restaurants and stuff like that. But when you are cooking your scallops, you want to try to take as much of the moisture out of them as possible. If you're not gonna cook it like in a stew or like with your crawfish or anything, like if you're gonna sear it, you need to make sure you take out as much moisture as possible because if you don't, you're not gonna get a good sear.
And I'm telling you that a friend of mine, he brought like crab legs and shrimp, and he threw it into my crawfish pot at a bar one time, and it sat there for a while, and we forgot about them. But I'm gonna tell you, them scallops sat in there and absorbed all that oil like a little firecracker.
Yeah,
like you pop them in your mouth. They were good, but I found out you can't leave them in there too long.
Yeah, so we need to think of the name, the sexy firecracker balls scallops.
We already got the sexy balls, but that scallops would be as a one-off that nobody does, and they're great in a crawfish bowl.
Yeah. So for you guys that's out there, to get you the dry scallop, get like a tray or whatever, sprinkle a little salt on there, get you some paper towel, put it in the refrigerator, and let it sit there all day until the next morning. Your scallops are going to be dry. That's when you take your scallop in a very, very hot pan. Never put cold food in a cold pan, and never put your food. Always heat up your oil till it smokes. And so the reason why you do that because you have people say, I can't get my whatever meat to stop sticking to the pot. You don't also. That non-stick crap that everybody uses, you don't need that. If you have a cast iron or a stainless steel pot, if you heat up your pan first and then pour your oil in there and you heat your oil till it smokes, you will never, ever have sticking issues. Okay. Ever. So once it starts smoking, that's when you know that it's ready for the scallop or whatever you're searing ready to drop. And You want to cook it at high heat, really fast, sear it.
Yeah, scallops take like a couple seconds, like shrimp.
Throw some butter in there, throw some garlic, and there you go. But
William has a question on the chat. He says, octopus versus stingray. Personally, I'll eat an octopus.
is he talking about eating or
I
fighting?
hope so. This is a food podcast. I don't know what William's thinking, but like I'm taking this
I
as a
thought he
food
was talking
thing.
about James Bond movies.
I thought if you're talking about fighting, man, you got to ask the what's his name, the
Well,
alligator
depends on the
hunter,
size of the
stingray got it.
stingray, right?
The stingray got
the crocodile hunter.
yeah,
ask him who won that fight.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean taste.
I'll eat octopus.
Taste wise, I never had a stingray, but I had octopus, and I would take the octopus over anything.
When I was in Greece, I forget what I ordered. I was at this like restaurant just out in town, and I ordered this plate of noodles. But with the noodles came like 4 big long legs of an octopus.
Really?
On top of like all these little shellfish and a bunch of other things. It was like a seafood platter.
Was it chewy?
Yeah, it was chewy.
All right.
That's what I was gonna say. I eat it at. You ever heard of hot pot?
Yeah. Was it chewy?
Well, you boil it. You know, at hot pot, you just throw it in the juice. But to me, it tastes like rubber. Like
Yeah. So the reason, I'm glad you said that, because the reason why it tastes like that is because they didn't cook it right. So
well, you're cooking it at hot pot, so you can blame me.
no. So no, here's the thing: they're cutting the tentacles or whatever, and they're giving what you're supposed to do with an octopus. You're supposed to beat it for like 20 minutes. Just beat the heck out of it.
Okay.
Get your biggest pan and beat it, and then what you're supposed to do so it won't be chewy. Beat it.
It's just a beat
No,
it.
so but straight up, like once you do that, you're supposed to steam your octopus first.
Steam it. Okay.
If you steam your octopus first and then you sear it, it will not be chewy.
So I'm not a big. It's got like calamari. What is that?
Yes, calamari
Calamari
is
is squid.
Oh, that's squid. So it's
Yeah.
different. I kind of like, but it's more better texture.
Yeah, I like squid. I like octopus too, but I'm more of a calamari person.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so a lot of restaurants, they don't take the time to steam their whole octopus. If you steam it and then cut it up and sear it, it won't be chewy.
I've eaten it one time because I go to a hot pot in Chinatown, like a traditional one, and those people, the Oriental people in there, will have like whole octopuses at their table, and they're eating them. So I was like, hey, I want the experience, and I tried it once, and I was like, yeah, not an octopus guy.
So, what does William say? Scallops. What?
Yeah, he said scallops.
The
So.
scallops.
Yeah, we're getting there. Scallops are a type of mollusk. They're like they're some sort of like a clamfish.
Yeah, they're you find them in a shell, a big shell. They're actually related to oysters and octopus.
Do you have a picture? Because do you have a picture of when they're in a shell?
Yeah, I can pull
Yes,
it up.
they're. Let me see.
Because I thought they were like a barnacle. I always thought they were like grew like a barnacle, not like oysters.
Scallop.
Yeah, their shells are really right here. Their shells
a
are
clam.
really freaking
Like
big.
a clam shell.
Yeah. Yeah,
But a big clam. Okay.
big clam. And so you have different sizes of scallops. So you have your U10 scallops, which look like filet mignon. They're really, really big. And then you have I can't remember how. I know how it works, but it's the bigger the number is, the bigger the scallops. And it's like 100 scallops per container. That's where you get U10 scallops. That means for every
like shrimp.
for every 100
is a pound.
it's something crazy. I'll look it up next
Like
time.
you shrimp.
And
16,
I
20.
didn't think about it to put it on here.
Yeah.
But scallops, they're actually known all over the world.
Oh yeah.
Not just because you're on the coast, which they do eat a lot of seafood, but believe it or not, people used to travel hundreds of miles just to get scallops. Scallops was a delicacy.
Okay,
So a lot of royalty would travel
Just like
hundreds of
oysters
miles,
back in the day, yeah.
hundreds of miles to get scallops. Now, maybe you can help me out on this, Levi. I know these shells they used to use as a type of currency back in like long time ago. They were like little bitty shells that they used for a bartering system. Have you ever heard of those?
No, but it wouldn't surprise me if that was the case.
Yeah, so what it was is like they're like seashells, but you only could get them in the ocean. So whenever the people would travel, they would go and try to find these shells, and they were, I guess, famous, or people used them for like decoration, and they were using it as a bartering system. And it's also a type of mollusk, but I can't remember what it was.
I see a lot of you see that on TV.
Oh,
like,
I know what you're talking about.
I can't think of it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So so they used to use that as a form of currency back in the day. But so with that, do you guys have any questions about scallops? One more thing. What do you have to do to a scallop? I got you. What do you have to do to a scallop before you sear it? Before you cook it?
You gotta butter it.
Talk nice to it.
You gotta butter it, butter it, and brine it.
Yeah, based butter brine.
We actually remembered
I thought you said dry it out. Take as much moisture.
So it's once you get your scallop and you pull it out and you're getting ready to prepare it, you're missing one thing that you have to do to a scallop.
Smack it.
So so when you get a scallop, if you turn it on the side, it has a little thing that's on the side of it. You have to take that out. I call it the feet, but it's called an inductive nerve. It's on the side. It sticks out, so you had to take that. You had to peel it off.
What happens if you don't?
It just doesn't taste good.
Oh, I thought it could feel it self-searing.
Yeah, it just does. So you take it off, and it makes the scallop look more beautiful. And to me, it tastes weird. But if anybody has any other reason why you take that, I just know you take it off, and after you do 1,000 pounds of those at a restaurant, you get very, very upset.
So when I guess we got those scallops from the seafood market at H-E-B, man, I just threw them right in the pot. I didn't remove anything from them. They were good.
So if I think the ones that you get at H-E-B, I think they already removed. I call it the feet. Some people are like, why do you call it the feet? That's not what it's called. I'm like, just leave me alone. I call it the feet, and I think it's like the little thing that sticks out of the shell to help them move.
Oh, so they
I think that's what it's used for, but I don't know. Don't know for sure, but I know you take it off and then you wash them and then you cook them or whatever. So, but scallops, folks, definitely butter.
I like oysters,
garlic, oysters, all the same.
I feel like scallops is like that cousin you don't want to invite to Christmas.
So
loves oysters.
I feel opposite. I think anybody who actually eats oysters on purpose are disgusting. It's like eating snot.
Man, you gotta.
It has the texture of
you know
snot.
I'm fixing to start cooking oysters where I go. I'm going to get me a little girl, and I'm going to start putting sexy sauce on them. I'm going to create my own oysters Rockefeller. With
So now you have
sauce.
spicy snot.
There you go. And I want you to come by and try my snot. I'm going to get it good and balled up and good and snotty.
You know what? I never liked oysters neither until I went to 19 Raw in Martha's Vineyard. It's the first time I had an oyster. And yeah, it's like snot, but it was actually tasty snot.
So
texture, but I'm not gonna eat it again because of the texture thing. I'm good.
Those oysters up there are way better than what we get.
Oh, they're 100%. I haven't had an oyster since I've been back. If I want to try it, I want to try it over there.
The cold water oysters are way better.
Yeah, way better.
I did not know that. I wasn't traveled like that, and I always ate, Gulf oysters.
Yeah.
And I went to a fancy restaurant trying to impress a chick, and they had like a tour of the United States oysters.
Yeah.
Like, man, those North Carolina, like all that stuff up north, great oysters.
All right, so let's see if we could think of a recipe for scallops. I think I got one. You guys know
sexy
sauce.
Let's fry them in some sexy sauce.
We could do that, but you know what a persimmons is?
Persimmon is a fruit, right?
Yeah, it's a fruit.
Yeah.
So take you some persimmons, cut it up, put it on the pot, in a pan with some water, a little bit of sugar, simmer it nice and slow. And once you simmer it, you're gonna, I guess you can mash it down, make it like a jelly, jelly, and then you take your scallop and you sear it. Of course, you're gonna dry it, sear it really good. Get you one of the scallop shells. I actually did this on one of my videos. Take the scallop shells, put you some of that persimmon jam inside the shell, set your scallop on top, and get you some orange zest on top of it, with maybe a little bit of mint. I don't know.
Yeah, you can throw a mint leaf on there. Why not?
just for a little decoration.
Why not put like a little bit of a mint leaf on there? Make it taste a little bit like toothpaste.
And season that persimmons however you want to season, vanilla or whatever. And it's almost gonna be like a jam, like when you do cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
It's gonna look something similar to that. And then you set your scallop on top of the shell with a little bit of orange zest and have fun.
Sounds good.
That's that fancy.
I'm oddly aroused over there. Like I'm like hungry. I want to go to. I'm about to get on DoorDash and see if we can get some scallops over there.
Tim says that. Tim says on the chat, I love me some raw oysters. Tim, you're not invited.
I'm telling you.
Womp womp womp. Tim, sorry.
I say, I don't know. I love oysters. I never thought of them as like, I don't know how they say they're aphrodisiac or whatever.
Aphrodisiac. Make you horny.
Yeah,
So
it doesn't do me. I've eaten dozens of them, and I still. I'm just saying.
Aphrodisiac is a made-up thing that restaurants have made up in order to sell you expensive food.
no, it's true, man.
It's not true. Nobody's ever like, oh yeah, peanut butter is an aphrodisiac. No, it's lobster. The most
agree with
expensive
them.
thing on the
Look,
menu.
Yes, because they
supposedly
want
makes
to buy
your date
girl.
horny.
Yes,
Give me a
that's great
break.
market. Can we go around and tell everybody Big Sexy Sauce makes everybody
call it
horny?
an aphrodisiac.
We call it aphrodisiac.
Yeah.
But it is proven to have a chemical in it. That's that.
Proven to do.
How much you want to look it up right now? Look it up right now.
You know what it is?
We got.
I'm going to tell you what the aphrodisiac.
We got 6 minutes.
This is
No,
the
we're
aphrodisiac.
gonna revisit this topic on the next Valentine's
we already did
Day.
aphrodisiac.
Like
This
2
is
years
the-
ago. Like 2 years
This
ago.
is the aphrodisiac at oysters. It's when you pull your fancy credit card out and pay that dinner in front of
There
the
is
girl. And that's
some-
why she gets
There
turned
is
on.
some evidence. I will grant you this. There is some evidence that some food will lower your blood pressure
It's an
and
aphrodisiac.
thin your blood. And so if your blood's flowing more quickly, then you are more likely to get aroused. But that's not. But it's not like a special chemical or anything that does that.
It is. It's a
There's
special
a lot of
chemical
food
that does
that
it.
does that.
You got what is it? Shrimp is chocolate. All that's aphrodisiac.
Yeah, all oily stuff.
Viagra.
All right, so Tim, look it up. Is aphrodisiac? Is it real? Since you're on here, you're our number one fan today. You've been picked to be the number one fan for the show. Thank you for tuning in. And hey, is an aphrodisiac real? But before we go, hey, Big Sexy,
It is a marketing tool.
do you have a
You know what? I've
do you
been
have-
trying to come up with something. I wrote some notes. Look,
yeah,
I'm
let's look at his
gonna bring
notes.
my glasses.
Oh man, wait, you know we all know we need glasses.
I really. What do you mean? Like relationship advice?
No, just give me some. Give me the sexy
Like
advice.
the wisdom phrase of the
wisdom.
Well, you know what?
Don't you can't pimp me. I could pimp myself type shit. You know?
I don't have my glasses. I wrote this when I was a little drunk the other night. I was like, now I'm reading it. I'm like, you sound like an idiot. Like, what the hell was this? I can't read between the lines here.
Make sure you eat your oysters and clams.
Oh,
Just
you know
make
what?
sure you say your sirs and mams.
I'm reading this one.
Bam.
You know, this is a great one because Saturday or Sunday we did the crawfish thing at Marshall's, and everybody asked me why I always do it. Am I making money? I'm like, nah. But I read this quote. And this is somebody else's quote. This is not a Big Sexy quote, so I don't know if I can get sued. Or
No,
whatever.
you're not. As long as we say it's not a big sexy quote.
No, but I read this, and a lot of people give up on themselves, and I like this quote, so I wrote it down. Is it
Okay.
all right, just read
Yeah,
it
go ahead,
over?
read it.
It says, I kept going not because I wanted to, but because I wanted to know what not giving up on myself felt like.
Straight up.
Just
Facts.
What? Because so many people have given up on me, but I never put thought into it about I should have never gave up on myself. So I start something, I got to keep going. I can't quit because I'm not
Keep
giving
it
up
moving.
on myself. Yeah.
Keep
That's
it
the
moving.
best I can come up with.
Keep hustling. Hustling
Yes,
is a
yeah.
grind
Heck
every day.
yeah.
Keep hustling.
Because
hustling.
everybody will give up on you, but you can't give up on yourself, man.
So, yes, exactly. So before we go, I want to say thank you to everybody that tuned in, and definitely check out Crawfish Critic on the 16th and 17th. They're also having Crawfish again this Sunday at Marshall's, right?
Yeah,
come
for a
in.
benefit. It's for a benefit.
For a benefit, come in and check it out. They also have comedy on next week, Thursday. Go check it out.
And I might fry catfish Thursday. I'm going to try that catfish thing again.
Okay. And if you guys have any questions, probably starting on the next show, I'm probably going to leave about 3 minutes of a show so you guys can call in and maybe get you some of you guys on the show. But until then, man, hey, I appreciate you
Tell
guys.
everybody to keep an eye out for the
guys.
peeps.
The
The
peeps.
peeps.
The
The peeps.
peeps.
The peeps
The
video.
peep, peep, peep,
The
peep, peep,
peeps video.
Hey, look, all those ladies that did the peep challenge, y'all got the baddest mouth in Conroe.
Hey, you know I got that date. I got a date. That was fun.